I'm Nathan Bell, the city's finance director, and I'm currently serving as the interim IT director. The IT department's mission is to provide excellent customer service with proactive and sustainable solutions that provide value and produce desired outcomes. The department's broken into two functional divisions. The network division, which is comprised of 5 FTE, and is responsible for the full lifecycle management of all city-owned IT assets. This includes computers, servers, telephones, and mobile devices, as well as all other hardware and infrastructure that interconnects those above-mentioned devices. The network division is also responsible for providing end-user and help desk support for all of those devices, as well as a range of software applications. And the network division manages the city's cybersecurity defenses that aim to protect and maintain the integrity of all of the city's digital assets. And then we have the application division. This is comprised of 4 FTE, and they're responsible for the city's financial and human resource software. And this primarily consists of the PeopleSoft financial and human capital management modules, as well as Board, the city's budgeting software. Additionally, the team also supports Laserfish, the city's document management software. And in the coming year, they will also be responsible for supporting the city's website. Moving on to the IT budget, the first chart is the budget across all funds. IT is budgeted in the general fund, Fund 204, Special Revenue Fund, and Fund 713, the Vehicle and Equipment Replacement Fund. You'll notice there's a significant decrease from the 22 amended to the 23 proposed budget across all 3 categories. For the first 2, personnel services and materials and services, this is related to moving our GIS division, the Graphic Information Systems division, back under the Development and Public Works department to better align that function with its primary customer base as well as funding source. For the third category, capital outlay, that's related to some one-time expenditures in 21 and 22 that we won't be having in fiscal year 23. That was the implementation of a new phone system, as well as the replacement of some server infrastructure. Looking at the second chart, that's the general fund budget for the IT department. And you'll notice that there's a decrease in personal services over 22 of $150,000, an increase in materials and services of $80,000. This was a result of as we put our FY22 budget together, we had asked all departments to meet certain reduction targets, and the IT department was unable to determine that reduction prior to that budget being put together. Since then, in fiscal year 22, we had a retirement of an individual on the applications team, and chose not to refill that position, and instead replace it at a lesser dollar amount, a vendor contract for PeopleSoft support. That was built into our FY23 proposed budget, and that's why you see that reduction in personnel services and increase in M&S. However, since we put this budget together in continued conversations with our budget team, there was a recognition that there was a need for PeopleSoft modifications and enhancements that could produce some process improvements and savings on staff time in the human resource and finance departments, and that we could use a limited duration position to add some capacity back for those process improvement initiatives. So we're actually refilling that position. However, we're going to be paying for it with ARPA funds in Fund 204. Again, with the idea that in the future, we may, through attrition, reduce the applications team back to 3 FTE, or may instead continue with that position and instead reduce our dependence on vendor contracts for additional PeopleSoft support. Moving on to the IT accomplishments, initiatives, and future considerations. I'm not going to touch on all of these. If you'd like any more information on any one of them, you'll find it in our department summary pages in the proposed budget. I would like to highlight a few of them though. Under accomplishments, we implemented a new phone system. We implemented a VoIP system, voice over internet protocol, and Mitel was the solution we arrived at. This is a project that was many years in the making, and I'm happy to say was implemented and completed in fiscal year 22. I'd also like to highlight the self-service help desk. This came from the initiative of an employee, Will Kenworthy, who was our help desk tech, and recognized that we had some software that had additional functionality that we weren't using. And he explored that functionality and created a help desk portal. He showed it to me. I thought it was a great idea. I brought it to our executive team to see if this was something that we were interested in rolling it out citywide, and I got that buy-in, and we implemented this help desk portal. Essentially, it allows employees to create their own help desk tickets and then track the progress on those tickets. And it also has a library of documentation for common problems and solutions. So it's really going to create a lot of efficiency and free up resources of our network division to focus on other high priorities. And speaking of those high priorities, FY23 initiative, cybersecurity. This is something that's been front and center in the news here for many years, and is a high priority of the cities. In the coming year, we will continue to invest in training of our employees, as well as our IT staff, to improve the city's cybersecurity posture. And then finally, future considerations. Just like to highlight the changing technology needs. With the continually growing complexity of and dependence on technology across all departments and services, our IT department is going to need to find creative solutions to continue to meet those needs while containing costs. And this will continue to be a challenge of ours. That concludes my presentation. I want to thank you for taking the time to view it. If you have any questions for me, please do not hesitate to reach out. I can be reached by email at nbell@springfield-or.gov or by phone at 541-726-2364. Thank you.